Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Dr. Angel Storm, and today I'm going to talk to you about corporations and gaslighting. In some of my other videos that I've done, I've talked about how gaslighting and narcissistic abuse, and in fact narcissistic traits, are not only individual issues. These things can come across in group settings as well. So for example, in politics, in business, even in family structures, in societal structures. And today I want to talk to you about corporations and gaslighting, actually based off of one of my own experiences that I had very recently. My car got stolen while it was in the possession of a company, and the employee of that company had stolen my car. And when I first went to meet with this company, they actually told me, did I ever consider it that was actually my fault that the car got stolen, since I chose to use the services of this company knowing I would hand over my car to them. And the premise of this, first of all, is just so ridiculous, right? It's like, I used your service and you advertised a service to me and I agreed to those terms. Obviously, had I known that they actually didn't even do a background check on the person, and he had gotten hired under a fake name, fake ID, and all of this stuff. He had stolen somebody else's identity. So it literally would have took them 2 seconds to do a background check and figure out, like, hey, this isn't the right person. But regardless, they tried to blame me for this, right? The manager that I spoke to tried to insist it was my fault. And I actually let her know, like, hey, I actually specialize in narcissistic abuse recovery, and what you're doing right now is called gaslighting. It's abuse, and you cannot do that. You know, do not ever try to do this again to me. And actually, from that point forward, I told them that I would only communicate with them in writing. Move forward a couple days, I end up speaking with another manager, and this manager tried to do the same thing to me. She literally lied about paperwork that she said she needed in order to do any kind of thing to my car, which I knew legally was not the case. I had already filed a police report. I already did all of the background work, and I knew she did not need me to do any other paperwork. So I refused to do the paperwork that she told me was necessary. And then, when it came out that she was lying, again, this is all in writing, then she said to me, we can't move forward because you never submitted the police report number to us, which was, again, a lie. So as I was going through this process just of getting my my car back and trying to get everything taken care of with the car once it was recovered, working with this company has been an absolute nightmare. And this just really highlighted to me how many places traits of narcissism are actually found in our society. If you've been watching this channel, I don't actually focus on the narcissist so much. I definitely don't when I'm working with my clients. I'll explain what narcissists will typically do in different situations and how you can anticipate them responding to certain things. I'll do that, but I won't spend a lot of time talking about the narcissist because it's less important than what you do with that information. It's less important than you having the skills to cope with this type of behavior when it comes up. So developing strong boundaries, understanding your own goals and things like that are more about what I spent time on. However, this situation made me recognize that there's probably people getting bullied into things that they have no business signing or agreeing to, and it's because corporations are using gaslighting as a tactic, as a technique to get you to do things. And so I started thinking about this, and I thought about this, there can be inequality in the workplace, right? We know that sometimes the average, I think, is that women make 30% less than their male counterpart. And I was thinking about why that is, and just kind of going over how we view certain roles, right? It's not that the woman is performing less at the job, and in fact, there's studies done that show that women outperform their male counterparts in many corporate settings. So it's not based on job performance, it's based on the face of the person fulfilling the role. And that in itself is a form of gaslighting. Gaslighting you into thinking that you're worth 30% less than somebody else because of the body you got born in. So there's this type of gaslighting happening in many different levels of corporations. I want to give you another example. Corporations who pander to a specific cause, a specific group of people, a specific movement, right? When there's a lot of energy behind certain things, or when them taking a stand on those issues or in support of or against a certain group would have personal benefit for the company. It's not that they necessarily agree or disagree with the cause or the organization or the people that are doing something that they're in support of or is taking a stand against. It's that they know that the stance that they take is going to benefit them in some way. It will earn them more money. It will get them more customers. Maybe they will get more contracts or lose contracts, depending on which way that they're trying to push the narrative, and that is better for them. Too often, we don't do enough critical thinking when we are coming into contact with this type of behavior. So instead of just saying like, oh, good for that company, they support this or they support that, or they're against this or they're against that, are they actually? Or is it benefiting them to have the sticker in the window or to make a press announcement saying that they're going to start donating to a certain cause, or that they're stopping support of another cause, or whatever the case may be? This is a form of gaslighting. This is a form of making you think that they're doing one thing, but they're actually doing another. It makes them look, they want to have themselves look a certain way, and they're very aware about how you will perceive them, and that your actions will be swayed by presenting them in a certain light. So there's so much of this happening that I just really want to make sure people are aware that this can be a culture-wide accepted and normative behavioral adaptation. We often are used to seeing this sometimes in families, right? Where it's like there will be 2 or 3 or 4 narcissists in the same family, and you're having to deal with that dynamic, right? And sometimes, that obviously will shape the interactions that you will have with that family, because in narcissistic families, everybody has a certain role to play. I've talked about this before. What we are seeing now in society as a whole is that narcissistic behavior is not only more tolerated, but it's actually encouraged, right? And this is having profound impacts on the workforce, on how corporations deal with their customers. Instead of admitting when a mistake is made and taking care of it and doing their best to make it right, they'll actually try to blame the customer. This is the state that the world is heading in, not just with corporations. Governments do this as well. It's literally, we need to pay attention to this. This is concerning, right? If you don't do it my way, then, you're the one who's wrong. You're an idiot. You're the one who shouldn't have given your keys over to us, even though all we do is cars. So I just wanted to do this quick video and maybe make people more aware of gaslighting in corporations, where where previously we maybe just overlooked it as that's just how that company does things, or that company is known to do deceptive behavior, or it's just a societal issue that women make less than men traditionally, or whatever other thing that you're actually categorizing or putting these labels on those issues. This is an actual form of abuse. This is called gaslighting. We need to call it how it is. We need to be able to identify it and call it out and have boundaries and techniques, the skills to be able to handle this when it does come up. Because the more pervasive that this gets in society, it's not a matter of if you deal with a narcissist, it's an absolute matter of when. I've talked about this before on my channel too. Just because you're a target of narcissistic abuse doesn't mean that you need to be a victim. And so understanding narcissistic abuse, understanding the tactics that narcissists will use to abuse you, will help you know how to respond when a narcissist does try to target you. And hopefully it will keep you from becoming a victim. So you guys, I hope this video has helped you. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to my channel below. Then turn on the little bell so that you're notified whenever I upload a new video to this channel.